Hello there. And welcome to another Thursday Gear Talk. We do this every other week, 5 o'clock. Today, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, I had a problem, pulling things together for, the Deviants, because it turns out that was more of a topic discussion than an actual character discussion. This is an actual character, or characters, I should say, discussion. These are actual bona fide characters that are introduced. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there's if you're gonna look at the time bar, look at this as this is the small bit you're getting right here for what we're talking about with the characters and their history. The rest is speculation. We're talking today about Tyrone Shepard and Marcella Trihn. That's who we're talking about. You're wondering, why such minor characters? Why bring them up? We have so much more to talk about. We still have Gabe to talk about. Hold it all together. We're getting to Gabe. He's going to tie out everything and end this entire series. We're getting to Gabe. Don't worry. But I had to sit down and think about it, and there's two reasons why I'm covering these two. So, the first reason is that they are still members of the convoy. They are named characters. They are given a voice at least and appear. They are, recognized by the main crew. We kind of have to at least make, mention of them. We kind of have to. And number two, and this is probably 80% why, okay, this falls into the same discussion for the Fredo Carmine video I did, where it's kind of I'm fairly certain, much like Fredo, and I'm pretty sure about this one, I'm the only content creator for the Gears of War community that actually gives a shit about these characters. How many Tyrone and Marcella videos have you seen out there? How many have there actually been? I've got trivia for you. I can easily, I can list some things right now. Let's just get trivia out of the way. Sure, why not? These are two of the only characters outside of the main cast that are actually named and actually have voices and are actually a part of Gabe's convoy for his Alpha Squad, pretty much, when they become stranded. Think about that. You have Gabe, Sid, Michaela, you have Reyna. Who else is in the main core of the convoy? Can't count Prescott. He's not a part of that. Marcella and Trihn are the only other ones. They are the first ones to join the convoy after Gabe and Sid. Duh! I'm not gonna lie to you, these are characters that are so rarely seen, period. This game is the only time they're introduced. There you go. I guess, okay, you know what, this will be a shorter, I say this all the time, but I can't see this video being 20 minutes long. Let's go over their history. I can knock it out right now. When Gabe and Sid first began hunting down's wrong, because you're going to learn what Ukon was doing in a moment, when they were looking for people to join up with the squad to go and take out Ukon, the covert undercover mission, they got pretty much a distress beacon from Echo 5. If you don't know who Echo 5 is, don't worry, they're not that impressive. We'll get into Echo 5 later. Echo 5 goes pinging off, and they arrive at the scene to find two members that are still alive, a part of Echo 5. That is Marcella Spectre Trihn, and also Tyrone Wolf Shepard. Both of these two are just chilling there, looking over everything. They are the last two that are currently alive. The other half are missing or dead. So we end up learning everyone else they're the only survivors, and they join up with Gabe and Sid. Gabe throws out the olive branch, they take it, and that's where the story ends. So, why does it end there? Okay, well, here's the thing. They can die in the story if you play it where they die. Anyone who has seen my playthrough of Gears Tactics has seen Tyrone has died in my playthrough. Is he canonically dead? Well, I'm thoroughly pissed off. It's up to you on that one. I don't know. This is a speculation video at the end of it all. I mean, their story ends there. They were sent out originally with Echo 5 to hunt down any remaining locusts that were on the surface after the hammer strikes, because of the fact that Prescott let that loose and sent out the soldiers to kind of wipe out Locust on the surface, while they had a fighting chance of kind of like, we have the element of surprise. Let's go and knock this out and get rid of as many as we can. Little did Prescott know, Ukon was kind of like really excited about that because of the fact that he was like one up on them and he was going out and hunting down the mop-up crews and killing them or taking prisoners. Marcy and Tyrone, they find themselves in the middle of all of this and they live. And then Gabe finds them, they join, and we don't know anything else. Like, all of this takes place in 1 AE during the assassination of Ukon. So, let's say 16 years are left of the war, so they're still around 16 years. 25 years later, when you have the peace. So, if they were to be alive, they look like they're, I want to say, roughly mid to early 20s. I'm going to assume, if they did live through the war and the peace, they're probably still alive. They're probably older, but alive. Could there have been romance with them? I honestly can't tell you. I'm going to say maybe. It's up in the air for that one. Could they have died during it all? Yes, they could have. Like Tyrone in my playthrough on the channel, he did die. What else? Could they have double-crossed and actually sided with Prescott? They could have. All of this is kind of left up to speculation because even though they are openly acknowledged and they are canon, they are never spoken of again. So, okay, let's say this. Okay, my interpretation of things, how I'm going to view it all. So, I see it as Tyrone and Marcy get recruited into the Gabe's Convoy, later on becoming stranded, but we're not there yet. They get recruited in, and they fight alongside Gabe and Sid. Now, I am going to make an assumption here, and again, this is pure speculation at this point, none of this is canonical, aside from the fact that they joined the convoy. I'm going to assume that they did live throughout the entire conflict with Ukon and further on, or at least up until Ukon is taken out. I state that because never once in the canonical setting of the story or anything is it brought up Tyrone or Marcy have died. I want to say, since Gabe and Sid, they are the first ones they recruited, I'm guessing Gabe at least is aware of them and knows of them. Like, yeah, you were the first two we brought in. You're Echo 5. Like, he has to know, like, mentally, like, you're Marcella Trihn and you're Tyrone Shepard. Like, I know who you are. You joined me when we had no one else. You helped us. Technically, by events, technically they would have helped out with Michaela, technically. But that's the thing, like, they had to have been there. If they would have died, you would have thought that Sid or Gabe would have said something, would have made a mention of something. Like, these two characters, like, it's not like in the games where you make your character and, like, they fight alongside and they die or something. No. They're verbally spoken to and acknowledged. Like, these are very canon characters that are on screen for, at most, like, 3 minutes. At a most. So, yes, I think they made it through the conflict because someone would have had to have said something. Someone would have. We had 3 random stranded that went off, running off on their own, and Michaela got ticked off and started talking about them. You cannot tell me Marcy and Tyrone did not once get a mention in of anything if something would have happened. So, yeah, I assume they made it through. Now, it's anyone's guess after that. They could have died 3 days after, for all I know, but they at least made it through the conflict. That's what I'm going with, at least. So, what else? What else to talk about for Marcy and Trihn? I made the decision to talk about them. We're gonna do this. That's what we do on this channel. I can take a character like Fredo that's only mentioned in a clip out of the gosh darn survival log, and I can make a full-on video. I am sweating profusely because it's like 85 degrees and there's no AC in this building. But I'll tell you right now, you know what? Echo 5. I said we talk about Echo 5. Let's talk about Echo 5. So, Echo 5 that they are a part of, this is not the first time Echo 5's been seen. They were also seen during the team that was in Rom's Shadow, Echo 5. They were all annihilated. And then you also have them appearing in the Hollow. They were also all annihilated, except for Carmine that was with him. But Carmine died later, so take that as you will. But here's another kicker. Think about this for like the in-universe of Gears of War. So, Echo 5. They join Gabe, right? Gabe is a covert, no one knows anybody else except for Prescott mission. So, like, when they joined, they probably went MIA in the actual, like, COG military. Like, they probably just disappeared. So, what if, and this probably isn't a what if, this is probably true. Like, you have, like, the citizens that are looking at the wall, or, like, they're talking about things, or, like, soldiers that know Echo 5, and it's kind of like, they're probably straight up assumed just dead. Like, they probably don't have lives anymore over in Jacinto or Fear or anything. Like, once Prescott dropped that hammer and what supposedly killed all of them and they became stranded, it was probably already too late for them. They were probably never going home in the first place. They were already assumed dead. Like, what are you going to do? Like, after the mission, and you know Prescott wouldn't have let this fly. After the mission, everyone assumes, like, what they were doing and goes back. Like, you think that the stranded are just going to walk away, like, mission's over, we can leave now, and no one's going to mention anything. People are going to talk about hunting down Ukon. It's very obvious that would have been a thing. Like, their lives were done. But yeah, like, that's Marcella, Spectre Trihn, and Tyrone Wolf Shepherd. Any guess what they could be up to now? Like I said, they could be dead. Maybe they'll make an appearance in 6. I would love it. Like, get this. This is so out there. But we've had comic characters that have never appeared in games before. This could happen. What if Marcy and Tyrone both appeared as skins in 6? I don't know, like the basic soldier gear, the cog soldier. You can get a skin for either of them. That would be so... I would love it so much. Like, you didn't even have to make up, like, characters for, like, the basic cog gears. You could have just thrown their skins in there and it would have been fine. Everyone would have loved it. I honestly would have been okay with that. I would have used my hard-earned in-game currency, because I'm not buying that stuff with real money. My hard-earned in-game currency, and I would have paid for it. Heartbeat. Easily. It's Marcy and Tyrone from Tactics. Of course I'm going to have them. Like, you have everyone else in the game except for those two. Like, they're mentioned characters. I keep riding this, but you could have just thrown them in the background and never even spoken to them and been like, yeah, Echo has some survivors. We're going to round them up. That's all you could have done. That's it. You verbally made the acknowledgement. They are real now. You can't just wipe that away. So yeah, that's the video. Marcy and Tyrone right there for you. Just like always, I cover everything. We are thorough here. That's what we do. So, I want to thank you all for watching. I told you it'd be short. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for making things possible. Thank the patrons for making things possible. 2 more videos and we're done with the Gabe's Convoy discussion series. Let's see where we go to next. I love you all to death. Later.